Oh boy, I've been wrong. Lately, I've been reading a lot about training and all the things that are important there. And it turns out I had a lot of beliefs that were just plain wrong or counterproductive. I thought I'd make a video about it because maybe you have some of those beliefs as well. And maybe it can help you with your training. Let's go. So, first things first, I'm not a coach or sports scientist or medical professional or anything like that. I'm just a dude on his couch with a cup of coffee, and I just want to share what I've learned from reading a couple books and watching YouTube videos on the topic. And well, basically there's more or less two big things that I've learned that I had to unlearn of what I initially thought would be good ideas for running that actually aren't good ideas. So the first thing that I thought initially was that it would be good for training to always go at maximum effort, trying to always give everything. And it turns out that's not a good idea, actually. The better approach is to follow a 80-20 percentage split, where you go 80% of your training time or your runs at a low to medium effort level and 20% at a high to maximum effort level. Why is that? The thing is that what you're doing in training is basically you're giving your body the chance to learn how to run the most efficient way it actually can. And if you're running most of your runs at a low to medium effort level, that means that you can actually run longer and more often because your body doesn't need to recover so much. And it also is better for your injury prevention. So actually, if you think about it like that, I think it makes totally sense. Now, what's a good way to measure this? Basically, there are three big metrics that you can use. One is perceived effort, so that you ask yourself with every run or after every run, how did it feel like? Was it fast? Was it hard? Would I have been able to talk through the whole time? Things like that. But I think it's a bit tough to use that as a metric. Because at least for me, sometimes I had runs where I thought, maybe it wasn't, I didn't go all in. But afterwards, when I looked at the paces and my heart rate, then it turned out, okay, it was, I actually went a lot faster than what I initially had planned. And that brings us to the other two, which are heart rate and pace. And in my opinion, heart rate is probably the best metric to use because it's very easily measurable with like a sports watch or something like that. And that if you dial in your heart rate zones, then you can relatively easily know, okay, if I stay in a heart rate zone 2 or heart rate zone 3, then that's okay. And if I go up above in 4 or 5, then that's really a hard workout for me. Now, these heart rate zones, these are also individual, so you should do a lactate threshold test, which is determining where this threshold is, where your body switches from aerobic exercise to anaerobic exercise. Aerobic is where your body is still able to dispose of the lactate that your body creates while exercising, and the anaerobic level is where it's no longer able to dispose this because it's just too much lactate that's being produced by your body. If you know this level, then you can also dial in all your heart rate zones between this and your resting heart rate, and then you can better measure what your heart rate zones are and where they should be. So the 80% of your training should be low effort to mid effort. So that's just jogging in a way that you could still hold a conversation with somebody. And the 20% should be like really hard efforts where you're maybe doing interval training. If you're doing interval training with heart rate combined, then it might be good to also add a chest strap, because those sports watches, they are good with picking up your heart rate, but they are not so good with doing it like immediately. A chest strap can pick up changes in your heart rate better if they are more abrupt, which is the case in interval trainings, because you're sprinting for a time and then you're slowing down to maybe even walking or just standing, and that works better with a chest strap. The other thing that I learned is that it's not a good idea to go running fasted or without breakfast or without any nutrition. I thought it might be a good idea because from my understanding of how the body works, I thought, okay, then my body has to use some more of its fat depots basically and burn some of that, and then if I eat afterwards, then if I eat a little less afterwards, then it wouldn't add that immediately to the depot, and then it means I could lose a little bit of weight. As most of the people during the pandemic times, I also gained a few kilos that I want to get rid of. But it turns out that running fasted it has this effect that your body uses a bit of the fat reserves, but also it has a negative effect on your immune system. So it makes it more likely that you catch a cold with that, or that you just take longer to recover. So it's not really a good idea to do that. If you want to lose some weight by running, it's better to just watch the rest of your diet and just restrict your caloric intake a bit, and then you definitely should lose some weight. So basically what it comes down to is just give your body a bit care, give it some rest, give it what it needs. Be more like a supportive partner, and not like don't go all out with a whip and just make you run as fast as you can, because running is a bit of a stress for the body. It's also good for it, of course, but it shouldn't be. It should be fun. So you should fuel your body correctly, or not push yourself too hard all the time, and just make it a enjoyable exercise. And I guess that's something that we have to learn, right? So those are the two main things that I've learned so far. Yeah, it changed my perspective on running a bit, I have to say, but also on how to treat my own body. If you want to share things that you've learned, just I would be happy if you leave it in the comments. And then, as always, have fun, have a good run, and see you in the next one. Bye.